world. Me and my family have come to Destin, Florida. We're vacationing here for the week. And while we're here, I brought my Lumix S5II and I'm testing out the SIRUI 35mm f1.8 stretch anamorphic lens. And this is my first anamorphic lens. SIRUI is making it really easy to kind of get into that world with the stuff that they're coming out with. It's very affordable. And so far, I'm getting really good results from it. Just gonna explore with this lens and see what we can get. I've got a mist filter as well as an ND filter. I put mist and ND on every lens that I own, so for me, it's gonna fall right in line with what I do with all my other lenses. For me, what that does is just softens out flares. And you know, one of the things that people love about anamorphic lenses a lot of times is that you get those blue, like streaking lens flares. I'm not a huge fan of those blue streaking flares. And you can definitely get them on this lens, but I would say they're a lot milder than some anamorphic lenses I've seen. The streaks are cool in the right situation when there's kind of one light source and maybe it just kind of pops in for a second and you get that flaring. But all in all, I like that this lens is a lot milder. So you do get a little bit of that flaring like you just saw with the sun there, but it's mild, and especially with the mist filter on, it's very, very soft of a flare, and yeah, I really like that. I definitely didn't want something that was going to be these hard streaks whenever you point it at any light source. It really forces you to think better about framing, because in post, you know, cropping and all that kind of stuff, especially if you're putting things on a 16:9 timeline, you want to retain those bars and retain that wide look. You can't do a lot of cropping and reframing, so you have to really be intentional with your shots. So what you're seeing is the iPhone now. I switched to that for just a second so I can hold my camera, but I came to this place called the Destin Commons, and it is, it's nighttime, it's dark now. So it's a really cool place. They've got like market lights, lots of signs that are lit up, street lamps, all kinds of stuff. I thought this would be a good opportunity to test out the anamorphic lens at night, because what kind of tests would this be of an anamorphic lens if you don't at least do something at night and try to look at the flares. I took off the ND filter, obviously, and I took off the mist filter. So no pro mist, no ND, and you're just gonna get the raw lens straight to the sensor, so we can really see what those flares are doing. You know, something that's a little bit of a drawback with this lens is just the minimal focusing distance. So you really don't get focus until you're like 2 feet away from this lens. And it's an APS-C lens. So I've got it on the S5II, which is full frame, but you have to crop into APS-C mode to be able to use this lens, which puts that 35 at closer to a 50 millimeter. It's a lot harder to film yourself for like YouTube and things like that. You know, like when filming the kids or filming different things with it, I want to get really up close and kind of get in there and even intensify kind of that shallow depth of field. It's pretty hard to get like a really shallow depth of field on this lens. Like this right here is about as good as you can get. I'm at f1.8, so and I'm in focus, but I'm about 2 feet away from the lens. So you're not going to get that like crazy blurred out bokeh stuff with this lens. I definitely love my shallow backgrounds for a lot of shots, but what this lens does is, between forcing you to frame well, because cropping is harder and that kind of stuff in post, so forcing you to frame really well, and then also forcing you to just compose your shots better, so that shallow background, shallow depth of field is not the thing that makes your shot look good. It's not the thing that defines the look of your shot. This forces me to really think about what I'm doing. So one thing I haven't really done yet with this lens is just shoot it in regular daylight sunlight. So it's been a really peaceful morning this morning. The sun's been rising, it's fully up now, and yeah, we're gonna start to get just normal daylight scenarios. I'll be curious to see, you know, there's no lens flaring, there's just kind of normal like sunlight situations, not a lot of shadows right now. It is warm light, so that's cool because it's still morning, but I'm curious to see how this thing does just in regular old daylight. I've really been loving this lens. I had an awesome trip with it to Florida. I was able to kind of explore with it there and learn a lot about it. The last scenario I wanted to put it in was kind of this environment, which is a studio. I'm at home in my office, controlled lighting, low noise, interview type environment. And I have used this lens for some client work that I've been doing for certain interviews. What it's forcing me to do is, because I love the look of it and I want to use it so much, it's forcing me, number one, to get better at manual focusing, which is always a good thing. I feel like I could always get better at that. And the other thing is it's forcing me to slow down my process a little bit. It forces me to frame things in a way that's gonna be the final frame, where I'm not thinking about, oh, maybe I need to straighten out the horizon in post or different things like that. This kind of forces me to get it right on the front end. I'm kind of thinking through the future of this YouTube channel and what it's gonna look like moving forward. And I'm thinking I'm gonna start creating more consistent content, and specifically more consistent content where I'm able to do some more kind of talking like this about certain things. I haven't been doing a ton because I haven't felt like I have a lot to offer in the filmmaking community, but I've been doing documentary films for 3 years now, and I think I've learned enough to where I may have something to provide here, and I'm gonna start leaning into that. So if you're excited about that, if you're excited about the future of this channel, give me a subscribe, grow with me, we can create something awesome together. But I'll stop talking for now, I'll save that for future videos. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoyed checking out this lens with me, and I will see you the next time I make a video.